Hi everyone, and thanks for tuning into another episode of Budget Investing. Today I have one follow-up story in relation to a video that I made a couple of weeks ago. After that, I'm going to go over how to make wealth out of nothing, or to start with a very small amount of money and build that into millions of dollars hopefully in the future. So let's dive right into that. The story that I want to go over is about Dogecoin and it blowing up. And what that's meaning is it's going up at a crazy rate. Elon Musk has been a big proponent of this Dogecoin, this cryptocurrency, for a while, and recently he made a tweet saying that he's going to go onto Saturday Night Live, and they're doing a bit about it, and they're making some jokes, which has obviously caused a lot of chaos in the internet, which is making people buy it like crazy. So just on Tuesday alone, it jumped nearly 40% of its value, and in the last year, it's jumped 11,000% or 600% just in the last couple of weeks. Now, if you had money put into that, that's insane returns. You could have made a significant amount of money. This just goes to show what I was kind of talking about in my cryptocurrency video, that cryptocurrency has a ton of potential to make you a lot of money. But for the example of Dogecoin, people aren't really taking it super seriously. They think it's a meme. They're not really sure what its potential, what you'll be able to use it for. You know, if you look at what retail investors and people on the internet are saying, like, oh, it'll be worth $1 or it'll be worth $100. But you have to remember that that is going to totally disrupt the entire world if that is the case. If it gets all the way up to $100, that means it'd be worth more than the entire financial institution in the United States, which is obviously maybe a bit unrealistic. So just keep a close eye on this. You know, it might go up further, but it might rocket right back down to earth. So just be cautious, but take a look into it. It might be something worth investing in for yourself. All right, so how do we go from having no money all the way up to the point where we're investing huge amounts and making lots of money? So the first bit for anyone would be make yourself a budget. Now, this of course is different for everybody. You know your situation best, but I just made a mock budget here just to kind of give you a rough idea what you could be looking at. So income, obviously, I just put about $1,300 bi-weekly, which hopefully is something that's reasonable or realistic. But if your income levels are different, that just means you have to budget things a little bit differently. After that, of course, you have all of your expenses. So you have your rent, your food, car insurance, phone bill, gas, utilities, Wi-Fi, student loans if you're like me and many other people. I always try and budget in some fun money because, you know, you're alive, you want to be able to enjoy your time here. Then I always put in some investing money and then some savings. So this is just ensuring that I always have that emergency backup money no matter what is going on. So now that I have my budget set up and laid out, I've put everything in here that I think that I need to be aware of. The really important piece for me now is focusing on that investing column. So for me, this is about $200 a month in this budget. So I will start building from here. Now, the next step is going to be purchasing blue chip dividend stocks and investing slowly over time and not panicking if you see any dips in the market that might occur. You know, I started off with $200. So from there, you're going to get about $1.17 in growth in 1 month. So this is averaging about a 7% return annually, so that just breaks it down by month. You're going to add an additional $200 every month, hopefully, assuming you don't have any major expenses, and you'll get 48 cents in dividends. So that means in your next month, of course, you jump up to $401, and so on and so forth. As you can see, by the fourth month, you should have close to $1,000 already. So it starts to grow pretty quickly. After 1 year, you'll have about $2,700. That is from your growth and from the monthly dividends that you'll be receiving on average. Now that's pretty good. Obviously, that doesn't make you a millionaire. But if we fast forward all the way to 5 years, you know, we'll have $15,000. And that's just from starting at zero and only adding $200 a month. So not bad, starting to look pretty good. After 10 years, it's more than doubled at this point. It's at $41,000. You can see that you're making, on average, about $240 in capital growth and almost $100 in your monthly dividends. You jump up to 20 years and you'll have $150,000. So awesome, you have a huge down deposit for a home. For me, I'd be at 46 years of age, so I'm hoping that I already have a home at this point, but you just never know. Now, if we keep doing this, you'll see in those next 20 years, things really start to pick up and get going really, really quickly. The reason for that is the compound growth. So already by the time you're 35, I'm getting almost $1,000 every single month. I'm just putting it back in to my stocks. That growth just really working for itself. By the time I'm gonna retire, so either around 66 or 70, you'll see that I'm hovering around that $1 million mark. If I can make it 4 more years after 66, I'll have $1.1 million, which is amazing. That's a life-changing amount of money, and you should be able to do anything and everything that you want with that. So I just want to go back really quickly and show you one thing. So I put in the amount of money I have today, which is $9,600. It's telling me that I'll get an average of $23 a month in dividends, which is pretty accurate to what I'm doing right now. But if I fast forward that all the way to the point where I'm 70 years old, I'll have $1.5 million. I'll be getting close to $3,700 every month in dividends. I can take those dividends and just live off of that. I also want to put a caveat on here that this dividend rate is what my current portfolio makes me, which is 2.8% annually. So if I have $1.5 million and let's just say I were to change that into a high income portfolio at that point, so sell off my low dividend paying companies and just purchase everything that's 5% and higher, I could easily double my money at this point and be sitting around that $7,000 every single month. So I may potentially be able to retire earlier. I might not need to wait until I'm 70. This, of course, also doesn't factor in any potential crashes that might happen. But in the long run, this is absolutely the best way to grow your money, turn it from hundreds of dollars into millions of dollars in the long run. And this is how you really grow your wealth. So I'm currently already on track to use my money in its maximum value, as I've shown in previous videos, to continue to compound my wealth. And in the long term, this will grow into hopefully $1 million. That's the plan. I want to see that happen. But as of right now, I'm adding $200 every single month, which isn't a life-changing amount of money, but in the long term, it's really starting to grow. In the history of my channel, I've added almost $2,000 in value of my portfolio between me adding additional money and any growth in dividends that I've received. And I've only been doing this channel for a couple of months already, and I'm already seeing those huge changes. So for someone like myself, that is a lot of money, and it makes me really happy to see it growing. I'm at all-time highs. I'm making more money every month through dividends than I ever have. Just last month, I made $36, which has been fantastic for me. I got to take that money and put it right back into my portfolio and let me purchase one additional stock. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. You're able to kind of take that information, add it to your investing strategy. We'll continue to grow with me. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.